Hello, Stampers! Thank you for joining me live or for watching the replay. You won't see my face tonight, just my fingers. I'm going to show you how to make 3 really fun little cards. They can be birthday, or I have one that can be a Father's Day card too. So Father's Day is coming up. And it's always good to have, a masculine card, because I know we love those flowers. We love going to all those pretty stamp sets that we have. And I like to switch it up and do some that are nature themed as well. But of course, nature is unisex, so it's perfect for anyone in your life. It doesn't have to be just the men in your life, or your dad or your husband, whatever. So I have all these goodies here to show you because I want to remember to tell you that I'm going to be doing up my product shares for some of the new in color items. So we've got the enamel dots. I'm wiggling at you here. And then we also have some little designer series paper 6x6 packages. So if you want an assortment of items from the new in color offering, I'm going to have them separate, and then I'll also have a little bit of a bundle deal where you can actually get a few of the items. So you'd get the paper, you'd get the enamel dots, and some of the ribbon. So you get little bits of each of them so that you can try it out, get your hands on the new colors. So I'm going to be putting those together and taking pre-orders, because of course this stuff doesn't come out until June 3rd. So just taking pre-orders so that I can get it all ready to go and place the order on June 3rd and hopefully have enough. But look at this paper. I don't know if you can see it. It's got fun little text on there. To love what we do and share what we love. Oh, I love it. It's our statement of the heart for Stampin' Up. How amazing. And it looks like it's in all different languages too. So of course we've got the wood grain, we've got the text on the back, and then we've got this fun little circles. That's never going to show up nicely on my video, but in person you can see that the circles are made up of little lines, and then they're alternating as well. And then the back side of that is just like a bit of a textured pattern. All right, so which is your favorite in color? I would love to know. There's some people watching now. Say hi, give me a thumbs up, give me a love. And if I'm showing you something that you enjoy, please, please, please. I love getting the feedback. Oh, hi, Colleen. I can see that you're watching. I'm sorry if I missed saying hi to everyone. My phone's kind of above me, so I can't really see it too well. But honestly, these new colors are just beautiful. So do you know what they are? Has anyone memorized them? Oh, I haven't memorized them yet. We've got Bumblebee. We've got Cinnamon Cider. We've got Just Jade. That's my favorite one. We've got Magenta Madness. And this one is, oh, come on now. There it is, Misty Moonlight. So I'm going to have to start remembering these things. You know what? I used to have a brain for these things, but I think I had children and now I don't have a brain anymore. My brain is comprised of, what toddlers ate in a day and when a 9-month-old baby is supposed to be eating next. So I have stuff in my brain, just not relevant stuff to you guys. All right, so let me know if you want in on these product shares. I also really want to know what your favorite in color is. So please let me know. You can say, if you can't remember what I just said, and maybe I don't even remember what I just said, but just say yellow, brown, blah, blah, blah. I would love to know. Okay, so before we get started here making the cards, I wanted to show you a little add-on kit that has been so popular with my customers. I've made these kits so that it saves you from buying $45.62 of products. So if you were to buy all these items separately, you would get 5 sponge daubers, you would get 2 spritzing tools, you would get 5 uninked Stampin' Spots, you would get 3 blender pens, and all of that, including shipping and handling and GST, is $45.62. So if you want to try out all these different tools, or maybe you need another ink spot color, maybe you need a new sponge dauber for all the new blues that you have in your collection, definitely take me up on my offer, because I've got this fantastic little toolkit which gives you a blender pen, which is double-sided with clear solution inside. You can use this to color. There's a ton of different techniques. Sponge dauber. You can get a little ink spot, and I can give it to you uninked, or if you prefer, I can ink it up with whatever color of your choice. And then also a Stampin' Spritz tool. And I filled this kind of half or 3/4 full with rubbing alcohol. That's a bit of a hot commodity right now, so I was able to actually score a container. They've kept it behind the pharmacies. You can only purchase one if they ever do have it in stock. But anyways, we need it for, of course, our hands right now. But for this tool, we are going to be using it on techniques where you're spritzing and adding ink to things. So definitely take me up on my offer, because it's just $15. I'd be so happy to get these in your hands. And they're great for making cards like this month. The ones that I'm showing you today. And they're also great for another kit that I have. So while people are still joining, I'm going to show you this big, huge stack of cards is part of a kit that I'm offering right now. It's called Everything is Rosy Kit. And it's an exclusive bundle that's available right now off of Stampin' Up's clearance rack. Oh man, I'm just making a huge mess. I've dropped a spool of ribbon and it's just rolled away from me about 7 feet here. So I can show you the end of it. I have the end of it here. So this Everything is Rosy kit comes with an exclusive stamp set, an exclusive framelit pack. It comes with 2 spools of ribbon. This is one of them. And then the other one is this beautiful navy with this rose gold. That's why they call this kit Everything is Rosy, because it's all rose gold. And this kit is over $110 regular price, and it's over $145 product value. And in this kit, you also get this fantastic shimmer paint. It's in the rose gold color, which is exclusive to this kit. But I show you a ton of techniques using this shimmer paint, and that's where these little beauties really come in. So honestly, take me up on this offer for this kit, because I only have 3 left. It also comes with a whole bunch of extras here. These are just the leftovers, but the kit itself is regular $60 on the clearance rack. But I've got a special offer for you. For just $85, you'll get the kit and all of its contents, and you'll also get 20 prepped cards from me. 20 with an exclusive online class that teaches you all the techniques that you need to know and takes you step by step through making each card. So this is a fantastic gift for somebody. This is also great for yourself to learn some new techniques and to be able to keep 1 set of cards and be able to give 1 away, right? That's fantastic. I love when you can keep the set of cards, because you know we all do it, right? Okay, let's get started on our first card. Do you guys want to see what it looks like? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so our first card here has a different alternative. You can either do the silver or the gold. Which one do you like better? Ooh, so pretty. So I want to show you a couple different techniques here. So I've got some of my products ready to go. Or my little pieces ready to go here. So I'm going to make a silver version. And I'm using, I'll show you all the products in a minute, but I'm using this piece of cake. And this is such a beautiful stamp set. It's retiring right now, and it has a coordinating punch. So it's great for those of us who don't have big shots. I mean, I shouldn't say those of us. I have 3 big shots. So those people who don't have big shots, it's great to have a punch to be able to cut out those images really quickly and easily. So let me show you how to make this card. Okay, we're going to start off with the step that takes the longest to dry, and there's a few different ways that you can do this. Oh dear, I thought I had everything all ready to go, and sure enough, I moved some stuff over to the other side table. Here we go. And she's back. Okay, so I'm using a tool that's called an aqua painter, and this just has some water solution in the end, and then it flows through this brush tip. Now these aqua painters, you'll notice, are on the retiring list, and they're actually not available anymore because they are redesigning them. So we don't have to worry too much. They're coming out in like a 3-pack with different brush tips. So I'm using Seaside Spray, and I just put a little bit of it on my clear block. If you don't have reinker, the way that you can do this step is by taking an ink spot or whatever ink pad of your choice, whatever color that you want to do. We're going to pretend that this is inked up, and you're going to smush it onto a block. That will transfer some of the ink onto the block and then giving you a little bit of a palette as well, just like this. Okay, you guys ready? You have to do a nice loose swoosh. This paper is a little bit special. It's not our regular Whisper white paper. It is called shimmery white paper, and I'll show you where it is in the catalog because it's easily missed. But I love it for any technique where you're adding a lot of water onto the paper because it really, it has a coating on there, so it really handles it well. Okay, there we go. I'm just adding a little bit more here. I'm putting a little bit to the side just for the other technique that I'm going to use with this reinker. So I mix it with a bit of water. Sometimes you just squirt a little bit out and you can drop it on there. But the Seaside Spray is so fun to do this technique with because when you pull out the colors like this, it really adds like purples and blues. It's a really fun mix of colors in this one ink color. So you guys can see I've got some water pooling there. So I'm just going to use my heat tool, and that's going to dry it up. There we go. So if you find you have a big puddle and it starts to move around like this, you can always do your heat tool from the back, and then that will start to dry it without blowing it around everywhere, right? Okay, so I'm shrinking that little puddle, and then we're going to come in from the top again. This is never going to be a perfect application of color, and that's the point. We want it to be, you know, a watercolor wash. We want it to look like somebody just splattered paint everywhere. Okay, so we'll let that dry a little bit more because I know you guys just love the sound of my heat tool, but we don't need it that much. Okay, the other thing that we're going to do with this bit of ink here is come in with a blender pen. Man, oh man. Did I set myself up for success or what? This is what happens when you do a live in the afternoon and you move things around. Well, good thing I have this handy dandy kit here, hey? Looks like I'm using a blender pen out of there. Okay, so I'm going to pick up with the blender pen some of this concentrated ink. And this has the solution in there, so we don't have to worry about, you know, squeezing a reservoir or adding any water or anything. It comes ready to go. And we're just going to paint on some icing. So I've already embossed this, and so I can easily color within the lines. This one's embossed with silver to go with my silver card, but of course you could do this in any color. You've got silver, gold, black, and white. We are retiring our black and our copper. I'm really sad about the copper going, actually. When you're using a blender pen, all you have to do to switch colors is just scribble off until it goes clear. Now, this pen will probably always have a bit of color there on the tip, but as long as it colors clear, you're ready to go. You're ready to switch colors. Okay, so we're going to let that dry to the side. I can put away my little booby trap, and I'm going to fold my cardstock in half. I always use my bone folder to get a nice crease on it. This color is Petal Pink, which is such a beautiful color that kind of mixes pink with a little bit of a warm kind of orangey, almost orangey tone. I don't want to say orange. I don't really like orange, but it's more of a coral color. Okay, I always do my little strips of paper a little bit long so that I can just trim it off and have the exact perfect edge. Do you guys do that too? I just find it's tricky sometimes to get it the perfect cut on my paper cutter. Okay, looks like I'm using mini dimensionals today. That's hilarious. All right. I don't typically like using mini dimensionals for videos because I find it's trickier to take the backing off, but there we go. Okay, so we're going to stick that on with dimensionals. It's going to be a little bit warped. You guys can see the paper there is warped, but that's okay because all you have to do is put your catalog on it for overnight and it will start to straighten out. You might want to put a little bit more adhesive. You can see this one's lifting a little bit, but you can definitely flatten it out. This is the one that I made yesterday. So just flatten it out. It'll happen over time. This is one of the cards that you wait for a little bit and then you can give it to someone, right? So more dimensionals. I love dimensionals. Anytime we don't use a dimensional, it's like a missed opportunity. Don't you think? These little ones are great for going in behind cake pedestals like this one. So who likes embossing the best out of all the techniques that they have ever done stamping? Because I think embossing is pretty much my favorite. I've got some little stamped sayings from this set, and I'm going to put some on the inside and one on the outside here. So happy birthday is what's going on the outside. When you are using dimensionals and adding layers, sometimes it works really well to put a second layer where your paper is a little bit uneven. I'll explain what I mean in a second here. So we've already got a dimensional here, then we add one dimensional there, and then we added two dimensionals over here to help to even out so it lays flat and it doesn't angle down. Does that make sense? Okay. Oh, the things that we love to do while live on the internet. Tying ribbon bows, hey? This is a little bit of our baker's twine, and can you believe it? This is retiring as well. I know you guys want to get some of this in your collection before it goes away. I stick it on with a little glue dot. Whoops. A little glue dot. There we go. Oops. And that can just be tucked in there. Then I'm going to use these faceted dots. So these ones are actually in the same color here, the Seaside Spray, which is one of our in colors. So I'm just going to stick them on there. Oops. There we go. Take your pick tool is great, but goodness knows if I could find one, right? I can see it right now. Okay, the other embellishment that we're going to put on there are these adorable little metal candles. They come in silver and gold. And I think it just perfectly finishes off that card. Can you guys see that? So there you go. You're going to glue these on the inside as well if you want to have a saying in there. I really like putting my sayings onto little punched pieces because then you can stamp it as crooked as you want. You punch it out and then you can put it on your card perfectly straight. There you go. Cake is the answer. Who cares what the question is? What do you guys think? Cute, simple, and with metallics and sparkles. How can you go wrong? Oh, I want to show you another way that you can actually get some color on your paper. I've got a box of all kinds of goodies in here. So, if you have that Everything is Rosy kit, then you will have this rose gold shimmer paint. And you can put about 2 drops in there and get this beautiful shimmer mist. Now it's not going to show up super great. I use a paper pumpkin box to help me contain my splatter, but I'm just going to spritz a little bit. And so if you don't have an aqua painter, you could use this kind of a technique to give you a fun background for you to put your cake on top of. So this is definitely a great alternative if you don't have that aqua painter tool. Okay, now I also have a ton of people who ask me, how can I punch things out quickly and easily when there's two pieces here? How can I get that perfectly aligned so I can stamp it once and punch it out once? So I'll show you. This one's really fun. You can imagine I've just punched this out, taken those pieces, and then I'm going to lay inside these little stamps, make sure that they're perfectly aligned, and then I use a clear block to pick it up. Now I can stamp it and then stamp it once on the paper, and it will perfectly align with the punch when I want to punch it out. So I hope that tip helps you, because that's a bit of a game changer when it comes to a punch like this. Okay, now let's go through and I'll show you what we used on that card, because everything is retiring right now, it seems like. So on the first one here, that's not the right one. This is the one that I want to show you. So annual catalog. Okay, so the stamp set that we used is this piece of cake. And then of course that has a coordinating punch, which we'll get to in a minute. And on this page, what was it? Oh, the shimmery white cardstock. That's what I wanted to show you. So over here you can get it. It's $13.50. It's perfect for watercoloring. This works great for everything but our Stampin' Blends and our watercolor pencils. The watercolor pencils, there's a coating on this paper and they don't really sit very well on them. But any type of watercoloring with this or with your blender pens works really, really well. Okay, also included on that card were some of our glimmer papers. So I used the gold and the silver. All of our glimmer papers are leaving us. And if you don't know what they look like, they come in a big humongous sheet, 12 by 12. And look at that. Woohoo! So pretty. So we've got our gold, we've got our silver, we've got our rose, and then this one here is called Sparkle. And it's kind of just like a white neutral one. You can actually use your color spritzer. Where do I have that now? So a color spritzer filled with some ink, and you can spritz it on here and make this whatever color that you want. So this is a really good purchase right now. We will have some glimmer paper in the new catalog coming, but it's like a gradient color, so there's nothing that's neutral like these. It's going to have a lot of color on it, so very fun as well, but I don't think that it replaces these at all. These ones to me are core products, so make sure you get a pack of these before they go. The rose is 40% off, the silver is 30% off, and there's no discount on the gold and the sparkle, but you want to make sure you get those. Okay, next we've got our solid baker's twine. If you guys are having trouble seeing this because there's comments in the way, just flip your phone. I don't know, what's this called? Do this to your phone, and then it'll make your comments go away to the side. So solid baker's twine is leaving us as well. That's a core product in my opinion too. And then we've got our embellishments that we use. So we use the candle embellishments. Those you can see up there. They're 30% off right now. So you get 24 pieces for $7.70. While we're on this page, I know I didn't use these, but our classic garage metal elements are adorable. They're 60% off right now. So you get 16 pieces for only $3.80. They're so cute. Okay, side note over. Then on this page here, we've got our in color faceted dots that are 40% off, and those are the 3 dots that I put kind of going around the cake. So $5.25 for those dots. Okay, what else do we use? We used over here the aqua painters, which are not available in this design, but you can get them in the new one starting on June 3rd. And then of course our embossing powders. We've got the black, copper, shimmer black, and shimmer white all retiring. I used the gold and the silver, but honestly the copper is so gorgeous you're going to want to have an extra tin of that. And then we get to our punches. So I used the classic label punch here for the sayings, for all 3 sayings. And then I used, on the next page here, this cake builder punch, which is 40% off right now. So that's a really good deal. You want to make sure that you get that before it goes away, and especially since it coordinates so perfectly with that stamp set. Okay, now we're on to the next card. The next card here is a really fun way of using designer series paper as a focal point. So we've got a card backing that's cardstock, and then our folded piece of designer series paper is what gives us the Z fold here. Can you guys see that? It's fun, hey? And our Eiffel Tower is what actually holds up this front of the card. So you can do it in whatever designer series paper that you want, and I did 2 patterns here from this beautiful Magnolia suite that we have. So let me show you how to do that. So you're going to cut your paper to, what is this? 10.5 inches, and I did it by 4 inches so that I could get 3 cards out of 1 sheet of 12 by 12. Then I just scored it so that it's in half, and then scored it in half again. Now, if you want this to be the focal point of the card, you can definitely do that. Or if you want the other side of the paper visible, then we're just going to fold it back like this, okay? So, do a little score there. I did 2 different options for this ribbon. I ran out of this gorgeous ribbon, which is included in the Paris suite, but I know that that's been a really hot seller, so you'll want to get that before it's gone. Now, using the same petal pink color, which is what coordinates with this suite, we're going to put on the backing here with some snail. I did more snail than normal just to make sure that it really stayed on there. Okay. And that's going to have an equal frame around there. Now for the inside, I've stamped this beautiful Magnolia image. Now this is actually not from our big, huge Magnolia stamp set. This is from a stamp set that's in the beginner brochure. And in here is this coordinating stamp set, which has similar images and similar font styles, but totally different sayings, so it coordinates perfectly. So this one is still remaining in the catalog, but this smaller stamp set, which is only, what is it, $18? Yeah, $18. This one here is actually retiring. So while we're on this page as well, if you're trying to get some more ink spots, make sure you pick this up before they're gone. You can get a pack of 2 little ink spots, soft suede and mossy meadow. You save 60%. So it's only $3.30 and you get 2 ink spots right now. What a good deal. Okay, side note over. So we're going to take this little piece, which I've stamped already, and we're going to put it inside our card so that it is centered, okay? And then for the outside piece here, we're going to take this piece of black foil and put some snail on that. Okay. And then we're going to layer it onto our mossy meadow. This is my favorite configuration of paper. It's 4 inches this way and what is it, 2 3/4? No, 3. It's 3 inches this way. So you don't even have to throw out any of your designer series paper or any 12 by 12 paper. It's a really good way of doing it. Okay, this is going to go straight over top of this other piece, which is the exact same size. But before you glue, make sure you don't glue the entire back of this because you will glue your card shut. You just want to flip it over and apply adhesive on the one side that is going to get glued onto the front. There we go. So this black foil I've actually used an embossing folder on it. Can you guys see that quilting on there? This just makes me think of a beautiful bench or something like that that you'd see in a Paris cafe. Take me to Paris right now, hey? Wouldn't that be great? So this is a little vacation in a card for you. So I'm putting some dimensionals on the back side of this, and then I'm going to glue it onto my card. This piece here is stamped with our gorgeous Paris suite that is retiring. This is a bundle that's been really, really popular. Now when I glue this on, I'm aligning the bottom of my Eiffel Tower with the base of my pink part. So it's actually going to be the part that's holding up the whole front of the card as it opens. Kind of fun. All right, so you'll notice I've got a couple of little layers in here too. I'm going to put some snail on the back side of the vellum, and you're going to go, wait a second, Kelly, you always tell us that you need to be aware of where you're putting adhesive when you're gluing on vellum, and this is why. See that? It shows right through the vellum. So I've just put it underneath where this tag is going to go. All right? So the tag gets some dimensionals on the back side. And I'm going to put that on after I put on my little strip of ribbon. So many of you might not have known that we have this beautiful gold ribbon. This is actually just called a gold shimmer ribbon, and it came out at Christmas time with a special little package that they offered. And they've still kept it available. So it's not in any catalog right now. I always just peel this back. I don't know why I do this in this order, but there we go. I have it overhanging the edge just a little bit, and then put my little Eiffel Tower back. Then I can put my happy birthday over the top. The happy birthday also comes from that same Magnolia stamp set. There we go. I love how these stamped or punched images coordinate with each other. So this is a bigger die. The bigger vellum piece here is a die that's, or sorry, a punch that is still continuing, but this piece of white is actually discontinuing. This has been one of my favorite punches. I just love it. So now we've talked a lot about things that are leaving us. Let's talk about something new that's coming. These Gilded Gems are in the new catalog, but we can actually all order them right now. So they're $9.50. It comes with 90 of them, and it's a really great value. So I've got 3 of them here that I'm going to put on. So the larger one I put right there, medium-sized one there, and I put the little small one just right up there. Now we've got our beautiful Eiffel Tower card. So let's talk about what products that we used here so that you guys know where to find them when you're placing your orders. Okay. On this page here, we've got our Parisian Beauty Bundle, and this is where you're going to bundle and save 10% on the die that cuts out this Eiffel Tower, as well as the die that cuts out a really detailed, intricate version of it. You can see it there. There's the stamp set, which has lots of great sayings. I'll show you the stamp set over here. The stamp set there, which has lots of great sayings. This fun font that you can put in behind, which looks like cursive, and little postcard stuff. So this is really going to be a fun set that makes you think of a vacation every single time you use it. We've got the Label Me Lovely punch. That's the punch that is behind here in vellum. That one is not retiring, so you don't have to urgently put that on your list, but keep it on there, right? It's so good to have a nice wish list. All right, the designer series paper that we use is this Magnolia Lane. That one's 30% off right now because it's being discontinued. Anything with a cross through it, I'm sure you can gather, is going to be discontinued here. What did I say on this page that we are using? Oh, vellum cardstock on this page. I think that's what I was trying to say for myself. And on this page, this pretty label is the one that's leaving us. And then here we've got our tufted 3D folder that is being discontinued as well. Okay, guys, ready for the next card? I hear a resounding yes. We can't wait, Kelly. Show us the card. Woohoo! Okay, so the last card here has two different options that I've done up. So there is the fun little green thread version and then the blue thread version. And I've also got two little sayings. So you can use this, it's your day for anything, or for you, Dad. And then on the inside, I've got this fantastic stamped image, which is one of my favorite sayings right now. I told the universe to send some awesome your way. I just think that's great. So do you want to see how to make this card? I've got some of the pieces prepped here, ready to go. So I've got the background image stamped already, and I did that with our trees from our mountain set, Mountain Air. I'll show you everything after. And then I've got the water stamped from our lily pad, and then, oops, and then I've got some coordinating items that I'm going to use here as well. Let me just clean this up. It's crazy over here. You guys really should see what's happening off camera. I do my favorite little sneaky trick, which is adding another layer of cardstock, but stealing an image out of it. So I've used the dies that go along with this fish and cut the bulrushes out of there. So just to finish those off while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to use my Early Espresso Stampin' Write marker. Now these are our water-based markers, and I'm just going to color in the end of those bulrushes. We used to have bulrushes out at our lake cabin at Wabamun. We don't get bulrushes anymore. It used to be fun. Okay, so we're just going to let that dry a little bit. Oops. And then we're going to get started with some of the other layers and bits. So I'm going to fold my cardstock in half. That's always a good way to start, right? So fold that in half. I'm going to glue this on the inside here. And then for the outside piece, before I layer it up, I'm going to just add a little bit more excitement. So I'm going to take my sponge dauber, also included in my little handy $15 toolkit, and some Seaside spray. Now this is the same color of ink as this card here. That's kind of a fun fact for you. So I'm just going to sponge daub a little bit here, and I'm starting at the bottom and doing a gradient up. And you can keep adding as much color as you want. I really love the look of this because it almost makes it look like there's a reflection on the lake of these beautiful trees. Now this is never going to be perfect, but again, we don't want perfect. We want handmade, and we want it to look artistic. So you can keep going back and buffing it a little bit, however much you want. But that just adds so much, doesn't it? Okay, now I'm the worst when it comes to ink pads being open. They're like a magnet for my fingers and my projects. So I'm going to close that up. And I'm going to get out my blends. So let's put this to the side. It'll dry for a second, and I'll show you how to color in this fish. This fish, I think, is a jackfish. I don't know. I think I'm coloring it like a jackfish. I was supposed to check with my husband on this, but I didn't in time. But he's so fun because the die actually cuts out his little fin here, and so you can pop it up and add even more 3D elements to your card. So starting with the light Cajun Craze, I'm going to add some color to his cheeks and down his side, like this. And then I'm going to come back in with some other markers here. So starting with dark Old Olive, I'm using all the dark ones first. This is just how I roll. Some people have different techniques. I'm going to use the smaller brush tip. Okay, here we go. So going in with the small brush tip, I've lifted his fin up so that I don't color it accidentally with the wrong color. And we'll add that down his back. Add it wherever there is some shading. That's such an easy way of figuring out where you should add some color, right? I'll add some there too. Okay, and then I'm going to add in, again with the dark color, starting with the dark one first. That's all I do, start with dark first. So saffron. And then after I've got the dark color on there, I go back and I blend it with the lighter color by coloring over top. There we go. And then we've got some dark crumb cake too. And that's going to be applied everywhere where there's a shadow here. That's where the dark one goes. Then I'll go back and color with the lighter one. All right, so this is looking like garbage right now, but I promise, it's going to look better. Then you're going to go in with a light one. So I'm starting with crumb cake, and I'm going to blur over the edge that I just colored and blend, blend, blend. Makeup and blends. Foundation and blends. What you want to blend, blend, blend. There we go. So you can even add a little bit there, wherever you want. Then we're going to come in with our lighter So Saffron. And that's going to blend. There we go. I can even add a little bit of yellow. I can make this fish whatever color I want. So use whatever color blends that you have in your collection if you want to color a fish like this. You can just make it up as you go. Okay, so I'm kind of focusing on anywhere where there's a transition of the dark color, because that is really where you're going to have to work a little bit more to move that color around. There we go. Do his tail a little bit more. As soon as your markers start to make noise like this, that means they're running out. This one's obviously drying up a little bit. But that's okay, because I can use my little magic tool that I always keep in my back pocket, and I use on every single project that I make, and that's the color lifter. So this has got no color at all, and it's kind of works like a bleach. So I just use it to soften any lines, and I honestly use it every single project. So I make sure that I have a couple of these in my collection, because you never know when it's going to run out on you because you've used it so much, and then you need another one. So there you go, you've got your fancy colored fish. Let's put this all together. What do you guys think it is? Is it a jack? Oh, trout! Sharon, you win. Isn't a trout a jackfish? Am I right and you right? But I like trout. Yum. I was talking about salmon last night, but I think it was because I had salmon for dinner. Okay, so I'm going to take my bit of twine, baker's twine, wrap it around twice, and then I'm going to tie a little bow. Again, this is going to work so much better for you at home when people aren't watching you live on the internet, right? But every single time you make a bow, I swear, you have to massage it a little bit. You have to convince it of which way it should lay. So I never have it so that it's just this perfect little masterpiece that comes out. So don't be hard on yourself if you're finding the same thing. Okay, on the back side of this, we're going to put some dimensionals. There we go. I wish I had my big ones. I sure like those ones for general application. But this is what we've got on the table today. You can tell I'm just trying to sneak this in before kids' bedtimes. My husband's got them upstairs, or maybe they even went on a bike ride. I don't know. It seems awful quiet up there. Okay, get all those backers off. That's going to go onto the front of your card to create that extra layer. And then, what do you think I should put on there? It's your day or for you, Dad? Well, I only have one dad in our lives, so I'm going to put this one, it's your day, on. Oh man, there we go. Oh, hello, where's my bulrushes? There we go. Let's put some dimensionals on this too. Why not? Like I said, every time we don't use dimensionals, it's like a wasted opportunity. It's a good thing that these come with so many in a pack. The mini ones come with, what, 600, 700 in a package? I just put that in there like that. And then over here, Oh, Brenda, I'm so happy. Oh, Sharon, you're so technical. No, it's not the same. Okay, well, you better guess what I'm doing after this. I'm going to be researching fish. It's what I should have done before going on the internet and talking like an expert, not about fish. Okay, trout. What did I say it was? I can't even remember. My brain's fried, guys. So dimensionals on the back side there. We're going to just flick that little fin up, and he's going to leap out of the water there. And now we've got It's Your Day, and you can imagine that this is glued on the inside, looking so cute. Ta-da! Yay! I hope you enjoyed watching making these cards. Now don't leave yet, because I want to tell you what we used on that last card. Okay, we use a stamp set that is a steal of a deal right now. And if you don't have this one in your collection, you are going to want it. This is called Genuine Gems. It's on page 88 if you have a hard copy catalog. It's 60% off right now. It's only $10.80. So this one comes with a whole bunch of great sayings, including I love you, which I used on my swap card in a video that I did earlier today. And then I also use this one on the inside of the card. But if you look through these sayings, they are so versatile, and you will be able to use those so often. And for many of the cards you want to make, or sorry, you don't want to make, but you have to make, right? This Lily Pad Lake here is 20% off right now, so $24. And it comes with all of these beautiful images, but really I want it even just for this, because you can make your own backgrounds with that. You can make that beautiful bottom lake look as well. And then we also used the Best Catch, and this is another retiring stamp set. It's 40% off right now, so only $16.20. You've got that, what did we say it was? Jackfish. No, we said it was trout. What is it, Sharon? Now I'm all confused. Oh, I'm probably causing you physical pain. Anyways, we've got the Fly Fisherman, we've got the fly, we've got a die as well that coordinates with this, and then you can use the spots to add spots to the fish. We've got some great sayings in there as well. Not just masculine. You got to think of these cards as, or think of these stamp sets as so much more, right? On this page here, we're using the blends, a whole selection. And previously I had said that none of the blends are retiring. They're just being brought out in pairs. And that is actually a lie, because we've got 3 in colors: Lovely Lipstick, Pineapple Punch, and Call Me Clover. And those are retiring in colors. So those markers are leaving us. They're not going to be brought out in the 2-pack. They're going to be available right now as a single or a double in each of the light and the dark. But moving forward, all of the blends are going to be sold as duos only. So if you have any singles in your collection, or if your light colors are running out, which mine tend to do before the dark colors, make sure you buy an extra one before June 3rd, because again, it's not going to be available. I've used on this card the classic label punch, which I use all the time, but that one's not retiring. This one here is the 1-inch circle punch, which I can't even believe it. They're not coming out with anything else either. So the 1-inch circle punch is definitely a must-have. If you don't have that in your collection, make sure you get it. On this page, you can see the catch of the day, which is $38. That includes the bulrushes that we used, as well as images to cut out all of those stamped images, and those 2 little fishes as well. Whatever fishes you want them to be, right? Now, did I have anything here? Yes, I did. The Mountain Air is how we got that beautiful tree line in the back there. So just a refresher, that's the tree line, and it comes with that nice scribbly image down below, which works so well as a reflection in our card. So, what else did I want to show you today? I wanted to show you a new class that I'm doing, and it's going to be live on the internet, I think, if we can get everyone to attend then. But I want to do this Lots of Happy card kit with everyone. So if you don't have this kit in your collection, honestly, you want to get it before it retires at the end of this month. Well, I guess June 2nd. If you're looking at your catalog, it's on page 202. It's the Lots of Happy card kit, $48, and it comes with 20 cards. Now these cards in this kit are really special because they're actually made to be colored. They are all in black and white right now, and in the kit you get some exclusive products. These watercolor pencils, and this light green color is exclusive to this kit. So this is a really great value because you get 4 watercolor pencils. You also get cards that vary in size from small up to large, regular full-size cards. You can see the card bases there. And you also get the envelopes too, which are really fun and printed with that black and white pattern. So I'm not going to show you too many of the finished cards right now because you guys can see it on the sample there. But if you want, you can get one of these kits. I have a bunch in stock right now. $48 plus GST and shipping. And then you pick it up from my house, and then we will go through together and I'll show you a bunch of techniques on how to color this. Now, if you don't have the tools that are included in my toolkit, which again, if you guys missed it at the beginning, they are these blender pens, color spritzer, ink dauber, and an ink pad of your choice. Definitely get this kit for $15, which is a great add-on, and it gives you wonderful tools that will help us to complete these projects. So if this is something that you're interested in, you just send me a message and I will get your kit out for contactless pickup on my front porch. But who's made this kit so far? I love this kit. I have refills of this kit, so in total I've probably made this kit about 5 or 6 times, and I've run classes as well with it, and people just love it. So this is, to me, a real winner of a kit, and I'd love to make it with you before it's not available anymore after June 2nd. So send me a message if you're interested. Just a reminder for those people who are just joining in now, we made some really cute little cards. This one here has got a bit of a fun fold with the Z fold. Oh, I've got a bit of stickiness happening there. And then this one here, either gold or silver. Here we go. Thanks for joining me, guys. Thanks for watching the replay, and hope to stamp with you real soon.